Yo, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy SalvationsElite. We are back with another video, guys. And today, man, we're back standing up once again. But today, learned from the pros from CDL Chicago, the grand finals, FaZe versus Empire. It's going to be a really good one. I think there's a lot to learn from this series between two of the best teams in Call of Duty. And I am excited to talk about it. So I hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy, and having a good time in quarantine. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's go. So this first clip early in the game is just a great example of gun skill, movement, and anticipation. The first part is Huke just plays incredibly well in the smoke, and I like how he used the smoke to his advantage in his hill when he was the only player here trying to find those kills. So pay attention to how he uses that. And then Clay, his anticipation here is just fantastic. So while we're watching, let's try to key in to what Clayster's thinking and what he's anticipating in this clip. So of course, like usual, let's watch it, then we can talk about it. Let's go.
You're in a great spot right now. You see where they're spawning up. When we rotate over towards warehouse next, they're going to have the back spawns, or will they? They still have them right now. It's ILLeY and Shotzzy who just spawn up. They're earning time as well. They're able to find the kill. So I think you take that. It's been a wonderful job. A nice rebound by the Dallas Empire.
Huke was kind of your X factor. You said he goes under the radar sometimes, which I know is ludicrous, but he is 16 and 10, leading all slayers. I think the thing that stood out to me the most on the FaZe side was Major Maniac a moment ago was 3 and 7, now to 4 and 8. And there are games that they win and he has lower engagements, but you got to think he needs to step it up a bit as Clayster starts to heat up. A triple for him, 12 and 8, 4 in a row, almost 5 as Crimsix steals that final pick. But
so yeah, man, I just think Huke's use of that smoke is awesome. He uses it to buy himself time so his teammates can get back to the hill there. Normally, you're using the smokes on like an offensive way to block lines of sight and then rush in, but he uses it in a defensive way to guard the hill with his smoke, and I really like how he used that. Then Clay, he hops top rock after getting stunned, so he knows that they know that he's near rock, so he goes top, uses the height to his advantage, gets the kill, and of course anticipates that somebody's playing on the box, which the box is the easiest place to play, and he jumps to a spot where if he's not on box, Clay won't give up his life immediately, and it keeps him in a good advantage. So that play there for box, fantastic, and the anticipation there, elite level stuff from Clay, Huke, and Dallas on this hill. There's just so much that happens in this game. Obviously, both teams are incredibly good, and this next clip, moving into the second P2 rotation, is fantastic stuff and patience for Major Maniac. So he's rotating through the back of the map here, trying to establish the map control for FaZe and P2. It actually doesn't work out very well, and the spawns are really interesting here. It's actually pretty surprising that FaZe didn't get the flip with the spawns, but watch how Major Maniac plays really patiently at the beginning of the P2 hill to then utilize his position to pinch with his teammates and get like basically like a 4-piece to take the hill. So of course, let's watch the clip, then we can talk about it. Let's go.
What we talk about when you're effective on the map with your kills, like what Dallas has turned their kills into. We're the opposite side. I mean, take a look at the scoreboard. It's not like you really have someone suffering in the slaying category. You still have Cellium +5, Simp and Priestahh around even. And we saw what they were able to do on the second and third hill. Atlanta FaZe are just not turning their 5 or 6 down into more points. Major Maniac trying to be the route man right now, trying to stay alive, trying to set up his team for the next hill.
Right around +10 for Empire at this current moment. But yeah, so much to Major Maniac to try and make a play in the back. Can he get a couple of kills as his teammates rally over and spawn Empire on the opposite side?
Yeah, I think it's more can his team get the kills and he stay alive. So there's the first one. Is that going to influence things? ILLeY and Shotzzy, though, they go big. Shotzzy is able to find 2 of his teammates, but Major Maniac finds 3. Trying to do what he can in the hill. Takes down Crim as well. Sliding back and forth. What a play for Major Maniac.
Oh, it's nice. That is so nice for Major Maniac. I mean, the gun skill there inside the warehouse was awesome. I mean, just fantastic. Then his patience for that 4th kill. So he waits to reload, plays behind, plays his positioning to his advantage, jumps out, gets the kill. And then what I really like is that he actually baits for that last kill, that 5th kill on the hill there. So he gets shot, but he doesn't try to re-challenge it. He plays his life, waits for his teammates to collapse in, and allows for FaZe to get an easy kill, clear the hill, and grab a lot of time there, which was a big moment early in that game to switch momentum. I think a lot of AMs, will get antsy there. They might not have the patience to wait that whole time for their teammates to collapse. They might try to move around the back of the spawn, move too much. Major Maniac just plays, literally doesn't move for like, what, 30 seconds or something, but then uses that positioning, coordinates with his teammates, and gets some big time kills for the squad. So on Gun Runner, some of these spawns are so crucial for allow for a team to have a big time hold on these hills. And so I love what Dallas does here in this next clip with the spawns heading into P4 and P5. So they're pushing P3, the third hill, which can always be tough in that coal and back coal there. But what they do is they play together and they actually don't push out from the hill for a minute. They let themselves regen and then they push together to collapse on the P5 spawns while FaZe is already rotating to P4. So they take advantage of playing slow because they'd assume that they have the numbers towards spawn, and it really does work for them there in a perfect way. So again, let's watch it. Of course, pay close attention to how Dallas pushes for those P5 spawns from P3 because again, they're thinking 2 hills in advance here, trying to get the spawns for P5. So let's check out the clip.
See, he was the last man at the prior hill we were at. He was just waiting to set up the pinch, and he took his time. He waited for his teammates, and well, he was rewarded with 2 kills in hill time, able to break that through. But once again, when it comes down to it, who's in the hill towards the end? It's Dallas Empire. They just are doing such a good job making sure that FaZe can't turn their kills into a ton of time.
It feels like this game is going to come down to this next warehouse hold once we get through the crates hard point. Left side of the map right now, at least, is going to go to Empire.
So things you love to see there from Dallas. I think the teamwork there was fantastic. And again, like I said, the patience to wait that out. That was a definite attempted plan for them, was to use their numbers at P3. And it worked out according to plan for them to secure the spawns. So another thing that I really like about this is Atlanta's response to Dallas after they lose the spawn. So Atlanta loses those spawns, and instead of trying to double down and push for spawns and be aggressive in forest and try to push up to maybe have a chance to flip early, they actually are very content with playing the time on this hill. They end up basically getting a near full hold on this hill, which is something Dallas was not hoping to happen after getting those spawns on P5. So let's check it out and see how they counter and double down on trying to get these points here since they lost the spawns for P5.
Keep them out of this point, rack up what time you can to make the play on the other side. It's Abezy that's going to be going the whole way around. He's that number 5 on the map. He's got 3 players of Empire to deal with. Only takes out 1 before he drops, so it'll still be Empire with the spawns for next. But you've gotten some quality time here if you're FaZe.
Yeah, I was just going to say, but this is one of those hills, right, where if you're Dallas, you don't want to give up the spawns, right, because you have the lead. You're just so focused on setting up warehouse that look at what has happened. 20 or 30 seconds go by, Atlanta FaZe about to take the lead because they have just earned so much time. Due to that play from Abezy was putting pressure on the spawns. You see that flash come over, Abezy's gonna find that kill. But we talked about the warehouse hold. Who's it gonna come down to? Dallas gonna be the first ones there.
So yeah, exactly like what Merc was saying there. Perfect stuff from FaZe just to secure the time. It puts Dallas into a tough situation because they have spawns, they don't want to give up and they don't want to push too hard for P4, which forces them to give up the last 25 or so seconds on P4 to make sure they have P5. They kind of use that Uno reverse card on them to get those points there. A counter strategy to a lot of the things that teams have been seeing these past few hills with playing for the spawns for P5. This is why this map was so fun to watch, was the surprises. So again, Dallas set up on this P5 hill. This next clip is Dallas all set up on P5, but here comes FaZe, the best team in the league at breaking hills, and I absolutely love how FaZe does it this time here. So I really don't think Dallas's setup here is very good at all. It seems like they lost track or didn't communicate well where FaZe was going to be spawning up, or they didn't know where they were going to be spawning up, and FaZe takes full advantage of it. I absolutely love what you're going to see here is how they bait and trade in front of the door to then push into hill and take control of the hill. So let's check it out and then we can talk about it again. Let's go.
Away from another lead change. Empire about to go out in front, but it's going to be a 5-man hit from the top side of the map and mid for FaZe. This is a huge push. They can't get the first injury. It's Shotzzy that's able to stagger this a bit. Wrapping around the bottom side of it will be Abezy, and now the pinch will come through. Abezy does end up falling, but FaZe has gotten into the hard point, Joe, and 2 players from Empire now spawning out.
I mean, that was what, a 3v5, and those players just got through the doors. I mean, there were so many players from Dallas outside of the hill that the trades weren't there on the hill. So this is what happens. Atlanta FaZe, they just win all the gunfights from inside, and they were able to break on through. It was,
like I said, I love the patience in the front of the door there before they bait a little bit, then they slide in, trade the kills, and Dallas was not in position to trade those kills whatsoever, like Merc pointed out. So again, I just love how FaZe played that. Amateur teams really struggle to use enough patience there in those types of breaks to set up those baits and trades with their team. Wiggle a little bit, force a player to shoot, slide in because you know where his positioning is, get the kill, camera him. That's exactly what FaZe does, probably better than any team in the league, and there was a showcase of it right there. But Dallas responds perfectly. They end up going down by the end of this hill, but Dallas responds perfectly to set up for P1 and P2 and eventually win on P2 thanks to these awesome rotations. Last two clips here. First one, Huke has an amazing read and setup here. I think they knew that one of the FaZe members were hitting the flank, and so Huke just waits it out inside of this minecart here, which is 10,000 IQ play, and it works perfectly, and it gets them the clutch kill they need to secure the spawns here. So first, let's watch it. Pay attention to Dallas's kind of like set up on the rotation here and how they secure the spawns for P1 and for P2. Let's check it out.
But Atlanta FaZe able to make it messy, as we're going to go to another set of hills.
Yeah, they basically split it, right? It's going to be just about a tie game. Empire will go out in front, but just by a couple of points. As we now get into the third set of rotations, we'll take a look at the minimap. It's Shotzzy. He just drops as he was on a force break.
Shotzzy was able to make the play, just stayed alive inside that train. I think Atlanta FaZe thought they had that side of the map locked up, but Shotzzy was inside. He's able to take down the one player, and you see what happens to the spawn. They flip.
It was Major Maniac that was able to sneak through last time and make.
So those kills were absolutely huge for Empire. It flips the spawns for their advantage and then sets up what, you know, this hold in P2 to win the map. And so the final clip here is just a short one. I love how Shotzzy uses his gun skill inside the hill with his teammates and then uses the environment around him to give himself an advantage in the gunfights to secure the end of this hill. So let's pay attention to Shotzzy's movement, his gun skill, and how he's setting up with his teammates here in this last clip. Let's check it out.
Is going to go, and Abezy, or sorry, Huke actually spawns out. So this is a chance for Atlanta FaZe. 2 kills come in from Priestahh and Simp. Shotzzy, you can make such good plays from up top. He's got the help of Huke and ILLeY. They're able to find 3 kills. Huke finds the 4th, Crim with the 5th. Have they done enough here inside of Depot?
They keep holding on. The parallel spawn was there for a moment, but I think it was Crimsix's position that spawned them out a little bit deeper towards mid.
So Shotzzy makes big time plays, setting up Dallas into a perfect situation to hold the final few seconds of this hill and take the dub. So again, man, all of the setups we went through, the patience that we went through as individuals and as a team, the gun skill and the anticipation from Huke and from Clayster earlier on, and then the setups from Dallas were really, really good on the rotation throughout the game. Overall, fantastic stuff from both teams in many situations. It makes sense that Dallas was able to come out on top. I think overall, they kind of play a little bit better of the game. I mean, from you guys, I think those are all important characteristics. I hope you guys learned something in this video. If you guys did, like, comment, favorite, subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And there's more content coming out. Obviously, the podcast is coming out tomorrow with, of course, CDL Florida this weekend. So, as always, guys, I'm your boy, SalvationsElite, and we will see you next time. I'm out.